Well, everyone, it has been over a month since the release of Marvel Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac Games on the PlayStation 5. And I was just, sitting and thinking what my favorite missions in these three Spider-Man games released by Insomniac are. And well, I really like these games. I really do. So, yeah, naturally, I really like most of the missions in these games. But I just wanted to pick out the few that I absolutely love. So, everyone, my name is Steve, and these are the top 10 missions in Insomniac's Spider Man games. Wait a minute. Before that, I'm just gonna tell you guys this list is just about the main story missions, no side quests in here. So, none of the flame missions from Spider Man 2, nor the Grandpa mission, which I absolutely love. But this list is focused on the main story missions. So, because of that, before getting into the list, I'm gonna issue a spoiler warning. You have been warned. There are big, huge, humongous 19 inches of venom big spoilers in this video for Marvel Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Oh my god. Norman and Otto. They started all of this. They created Lee.
At number 10, we have Step Into My Parlor from Spider-Man. Okay, now I know this is probably a really hot take since this is an MJ mission and not a good look to the list to start it off with an MJ mission. But yeah, I personally really like this one. This is probably like one of the two MJ missions I actually like in both Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 combined. Getting to sneak around Norman's penthouse, finding subtle hints to his backstory, and then finding out that he and Otto together were the ones that created Martin Lee, that made him Mr. Negative. Getting to find out about Harry and that he was sick, that he wasn't off to Europe for studies, that he was off there for treatment, and getting to read the letter he wanted to give MJ and Pete as his final goodbye. It just really sets up the story of the next installment so perfectly. And this mission also has that scene where MJ jumps off the top of Norman's penthouse and Peter catches her. That and the conversation that follows that scene is easily my single favorite Peter and MJ scenes across both games.
You are crazy. You're amazing.
At number 9, we have Time to Rally from Miles Morales. And I'm not a really big fan of the story of Miles' standalone spin off game, but even I admit that this particular mission, yes, the epic bridge mission, is amazing. Everything from the setup to the opening flashback to the whole election segment and then the epic bridge sequence, everything is just really well executed. And this mission has a lot of stakes as well. And this is the first time that Miles has to prove himself alone without Peter being there. So, yeah, I really love almost everything about this mission. The bridge sequence is just really well executed. I mean, everything about that level design is amazing. It's spectacular. The set piece is amazing, and it was like at that time a precursor of what we should be expecting from Spider-Man 2. And yeah, it was just incredible, and the ending of that mission is also really good when like Miles saves everyone and Roxxon starts blaming him and is about to kill him, but Miles goes invisible for the first time, discovering another one of his special powers.
Now can we talk like human beings?
This feels pretty human to me.
Moving on to number 8, we have The Heist. Now, I'm grouping all of the Heist DLC as a single mission because that is what it kind of feels like to me. I mean, like I know it's cheating, but still, like, I consider the whole City That Never Sleeps to be one storyline and the 3 DLCs to be separate missions, and the Heist one like takes place over a single night, so it kind of just feels like one single mission. Now for why I love this. Yeah, you get it right. It's because of Alicia Hardy, Black Cat herself. I mean, just look at her. How can anyone not? How can you not? I mean, I love her. I think everyone loves her. And this game just did her so much justice and did Peter and Black Cat's relationship so much justice. I enjoyed every single second of it.
MJ's gonna kill me. MJ.
Oh, yeah, now we're getting to the good stuff. Before I said that there were only two MG missions that I liked. Now this is the second one, and this is how I think they should do MG missions if they wanna do MG missions, which I'm not in support of at all. But this one I really love. I mean, it's just really amazing, and it's just so wild getting to see Peter's anger and rage with the symbiote from the perspective of the person he loves the most. The whole sequence in Queens, getting to see Peter brutally take down all of those hunters. I'm pretty sure half of them would be dead. Like they were dead. No chances any of them was surviving. Holy shit. And the section with Miles in this mission is also really good. And then the finale with the tunnel segment is amazing. Peter like going all batshit crazy, trying to go after MJ, and you have to escape him. I mean, just incredible.
Peter, I need you to come.
This mission is the first mission while playing Spider-Man. I was like, yeah man, this shit is fucking epic. And Peter is investigating a lead on the demons at a Fisk construction site in this mission. And it's so interesting, like you have to save Fisk's men so that he would give you information. That part is so interesting, and it just doesn't end there. Then there's that insane helicopter chase throughout the city. That was the moment I was like, yeah, this game is fucking something. And like it's such an insane chase, a helicopter with a fucking wrecking ball, dude. And it ends with a stylish and epic save by Peter and a first look at our next hero, Miles Morales. We're halfway through now, and number 5 is Don't Be Scared. Yes, it's that mission. It's the one where we get to play as fucking Venom. After months of speculation and hopeful wishing to play as Venom, dude, it was such a great experience. When Spider-Man 2 finally released, I went in expecting a insane and wild ride, but I did not go in expecting to play as Venom.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
It's the ultimate villain power fantasy, getting to wreak chaos throughout Oscorp Tower, and then that epic showdown with Craven at Times Square in that rain. And it was just perfect. Not to mention a very fitting conclusion for Craven's character, a character that I surprisingly really loved in this game. I have to also praise Jim Perry's performance during this mission. Like during the Venom boss fight with Craven as Venom, his performance was so good. Like you could feel the satisfaction in his voice that he finally got what he wanted. An opponent worthy of killing him, and his death was brutal. It was so brutal. Probably the single most brutal scene in the entire series. Number 4 is Anything Can Be Broken, again from Spider-Man 2. This is the mission before the Venom one. Peter was at his absolute craziest and angriest with the symbiote suit at this point in the game. Yuri Lowenthal absolutely killed it with his performance during this mission. I never imagined that we would get to fight Both Craven as Peter at his angriest and Peter at his angriest as Miles. I was just screaming throughout this mission. Both of these boss fights were so well done. Like Craven was absolutely getting those 19 inches of venom. Like for real, bro, he was getting it. Miles fighting Peter and getting him to see what he was causing, and Peter finally getting the will to fight the symbiote and get it off of him. It was just so well done. There's just one thing I don't understand. It's just where the fuck did that Oscorp container for the symbiote come from? Like, did Miles pull that out of his ass?
An alien. We call it a symbiote. It bonds at the subcellular level with its host. In our case, Harry Osborn. He gave it to you?
Not exactly. I was hurt,
And it chose you.
We're in the top 3 now, and number 3 is It Chose You from yet again the second act of Spider-Man 2. I know that this is probably an insane hot take for having this mission in the top 3, but I just personally love it. Every single thing about it. The opening scene with Harry, the first phase of the Lizard boss fight, the chase through the city, and the final phases of the Lizard boss fight, followed by the incredible conversation with Dr. Connors to end this mission. Everything is just executed so perfectly in my honest opinion. Also, this is where Peter, started to get really brutal in the game, and I kind of lost my shit when he brought Connor's family into it. But just the whole boss fight is so good, and Peter's dialogue in this is really, really amazing. Yuri Lowenthal once again killed it with his performance here. And the ending conversation with Connors where he tells Peter that the suit is an alien and that it chose him, just added to it. Okay, I know this mission is not called the Sinister Six. It is in fact called Out of the Frying Pan, which I'm not gonna call it because it's a stupid name. It does make sense because of the next mission, but it just sounds bad, and I'm just gonna call it Sinister Six because this mission deserves to be called that or something really cool because this mission is amazing. It is the dream of every comic nerd, every Spider-Man fan come true. And Insomniac Games nailed it to absolute perfection. There's a break-in at the raft, and some of Peter's greatest foes, Scorpion, Vulture, Electro, Rhino, and the recently convicted Martin Lee have escaped, and Peter tries to stop them, catch them, and there's this whole chase sequence that leads into this epic showdown with all of them, and that scene is a cinematic masterpiece. It was so good to see all those Spider-Man villains on screen at once. Like, I can't even describe the feeling that I had when I first played through this mission and experienced this. And then there's the grand reveal that the mastermind behind everything was Peter's role model and mentor, Dr. Otto Octavius. If you like this video so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more amazing gaming related content. I would really appreciate it. Now, before getting into the number 1 best mission in all 3 Spider-Man games released by Insomniac, here are a few honorable mentions.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later. No, 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 no! You okay? I'm working on it!
Throw yourself at enemies you can't beat. Know who else did that?
Don't say his name!
There's no escape. I tried.
Here to pick up a serum order for a Dr. Connors?
So finally here we are at number 1, which is Baxin Bellow from Spider-Man. Many of you might have already guessed this, but this is the final mission of the game. Now this is not only my favorite mission across all 3 games, this is one of the best superhero media moments I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. This is my single favorite Spider-Man moment of all time. I could talk hours about why I love it so much, but I'll just give you guys a quick rundown. Now this mission is the moment where everything that happened in the game so far had been leading into. All those scenes between Peter and Otto building their relationship, just everything, all of it had been leading to this single moment. The final showdown between Spider-Man and Doc Ock. The final showdown between Peter and Otto. This mission carries immense emotional weight. It starts off with Peter building a layer over the advanced suit to battle Otto's arms, and it's a big thing for him to destroy something he worked so hard on. The scene with Otto and Norman, Otto finally thinking that he was getting his revenge on Norman, but he is interrupted by Spider-Man, by Peter, and then Otto revealing that he knew Peter was Spider-Man. After that starts the final phase of the boss fight on side of the Oscorp Tower, and the dialogue and dynamic between Peter and Otto is just incredible this moment. Both of these actors put their heart and soul into this moment in their performances. And the final scene after Peter and Otto's boss fight is probably my single favorite Spider-Man moment of all time. Such an epic, dark, brutal, painful and emotional finale. And that's not where it ends. That's not all of it. It ends when Peter has to make the hardest choice of his life. To let his aunt die. To sacrifice Aunt May for the good of the others. Like losing his mentor and father figure wasn't enough. Now this man, Peter cannot catch a break. That shot of Peter on the side of Aunt May's bed with the white spider logo from the top, that shot will remain with me forever. Masterclass in storytelling. This mission and that choice isn't just what defines Insomniac Spider-Man for me, it also defines what Peter Parker and Spider-Man as a character is for me.
You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
So yeah, that's it. I think these were my top 10 favorite missions in Insomniac's Spider-Man games. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I would also love to hear what your favorite missions are. So leave your favorite Insomniac Spider-Man missions down in the comments.